Hello CEP 200 students, and welcome to the final unit of the summer 2019 course. I do want to say, although this course seems like it went by pretty quick, there was a lot of stuff, and I know that you guys had a lot of content to go through, a lot of unit assignments, and a lot of discussion boards and quizzes. So I do want to thank you for taking this course with me and really just kind of buckling down and getting through the semester. And I do want to note, I did mention in my announcement within UB Learns that was also sent out as an email that I think that the entire class did a really, really great job in Unit 4. I continue to talk about how passionate I am about trauma-informed care and how trauma really develops not only develops, but, affects individuals throughout their developmental lifespan and even after that. So I thank you for really taking the time to not only review this material, but absorb this material and really take the time to reflect on everything that you've learned, you read and you watched, and really being there as a support for one another, as some students did really open up and share some personal information with others in the discussion board post. And I think that you all did a really great job working together to support one another. And I do thank those who, were vulnerable in sharing those difficult moments that they've experienced with others in the class, because, we have never met each other in person. So it can be really hard to kind of share that material or that information rather with individuals who you don't even know that are just on the other side of a computer. So really, I do thank you. But moving on from that, we really are done, So for this week, I did send out an announcement earlier, as well as an email to let you know that because of the way that the university structured the summer session, there was not like an even, I don't want to say an even number of days, but a way that our course outline would really work out with the, Sunday beginning a unit and the Sunday ending a unit. So unfortunately, your materials are due on Friday. Please, please, please don't forget this because Friday is technically the end of the semester. I cannot accept any other late assignments after the 5th because I do have to have grades due relatively soon. So, I will be grading Unit 5 throughout the week just to make sure that, I do give myself appropriate time to also have Unit 6 graded in a timely manner and grades into the university. And I know that that is much appreciated by students because as a student, I always wanted my grades submitted right away. So for this week, you will be reading Halkowski chapters 12 and 13. You are going to watch yet another TED Talk by Kevin Briggs, and this discusses suicide. And it can be difficult. I have had some students really have a hard time due to their previous experiences with ones that were close to them and their loved ones with this topic. So again, let's just be sensitive to one another because your discussion board number 5 does include reflections of this TED Talk. But essentially he talks about his, time working at the Golden Gate Bridge and the individuals that he's really encountered there, and talks about some statistics with people attempting to take their own life from jumping from the bridge. So it's a very moving TED Talk, and I do hope that you enjoy that as well. You will also be reading Pistorello and colleagues from 2017, Perouse de Rank and Parzik. I have no idea if I just said any of those correctly, but their article from 2017, as well as Schweitzer and colleagues from 2018. You will be completing discussion board 5, as I mentioned, in conjunction with watching the TED Talk. And then your interview of a professional paper is also due this week in addition to a cumulative assignment. So I know that it seems like there's kind of a lot clumped into a little bit, but primarily you really want to focus on watching the TED Talk and getting the discussion board finished. The cumulative assignment, you shouldn't really need to do too much research or refer back to the material too much. This is just an overview of like everything that you've learned this semester. And then the bottom half of it, which is not graded, is just feedback on the course and how to really help develop the course. And with this, I want to keep in mind For your recommendations, if you could refer to the recommendations as far as making improvements to a summer or a winter term, just because this one's a little bit is different structured from the typical spring and fall course. As I've mentioned throughout the semester, I did take out 2 major projects just for the sake of time, because although the winter 2019 semester did finish those 2 projects, that was mostly because that this course was just rolling out, and it was kind of a pilot. So, you guys got it much easier than the winter 2019 students. And they would probably hate me for that if they found out that those 2 projects were removed for this brief semester. But yeah, so just let me know any improvements that you would make for the summer or winter courses. And then for the interview of a professional paper, again, this shouldn't really take any research. You are just, talking about the individual that you interviewed as the professional for this paper, and then also just going through and talking about your reflection. So it might seem like a lot, but you shouldn't need to really refer back to the material too much, and then, take a look at those articles that I have listed for you. So that's really it for this week, and that's really it for the semester. So if you guys have any questions or anything you'd like to chat about before we wrap up, please feel free to email me. I know that this semester has gone by pretty quickly, and I appreciate you kind of sticking in there with me with the technical difficulties, or, having things where they shouldn't have been in UB Learns and that kind of thing, but I don't think that happened too much. So as always, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to reach out to me. Other than that, it's been a pleasure working with you this semester, and I really hope that you guys have a chance to enjoy your summer and be safe, all right? Have a great summer. Take care. Bye-bye.